They said he had everything: money, cars, houses, even fame. But there was one thing he couldn't buy: true love. This is the story of Dimeji, a Nigerian billionaire who had it all, but chose to give it all up just to find one thing his heart desperately needed. If you're just tuning in, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and tell us where you're watching from. This story will stay in your heart forever. The mansion was quiet, too quiet. Crystal chandeliers sparkled above Dimeji's head, but he sat in the shadows, motionless. In his hand, a worn photograph of his late mother. Her smile still warm, her eyes still kind. He ran a thumb across the picture and murmured, "You told me to be great, Mama, but you never said greatness would be this lonely." Outside, the Lego skyline glittered like a dream, but inside, Dimeji felt empty. His phone vibrated beside him. A message popped up. "Baby, I saw that new Porsche on your IG story. You know red's my favorite color." He scoffed and tossed the phone across the couch. "They don't love me. They love the life I give them." He whispered bitterly, eyes glazing over. But what if that life disappeared? Would anyone still stay? He stared back at his mother's face and finally stood up. The next morning, Dimeji called his assistant, Deo. "Cancel all meetings for the next few months. I'm disappearing for a while." "Sir? Disappearing? Is everything all right?" Deo asked, alarmed. "You've got a new tech investment deal, a Forbes interview." Dimeji interrupted, voice soft but firm. "Deo, I need to find something money can't buy. Something real." Deo paused. "But sir, you have everything." Dimeji looked out the window, heart heavy. "And yet, I have nothing." Later that evening, he entered his private dressing room. He took off the designer suit, the Rolex, the Italian shoes. Instead, he changed into faded clothes, sandals, and grabbed a small backpack. Then, from a hidden compartment in his room, he pulled out an old wheelchair he hadn't used since recovering from a teenage accident. He sat in it, letting himself feel weak again, not physically, but emotionally. As he wheeled himself out of the mansion, he whispered to the night air, "I'm going to live like a man who has nothing, and see if true love still exists." The mansion gates closed behind him. Dimeji, the billionaire, vanished into the shadows, chasing something far more valuable than gold. Dimeji's arms trembled as he pushed his old wheelchair along the dusty village road. The city was far behind now. Chickens scattered, and goats bleated as he neared the crowded market square. He stopped by a small food stall where the aroma of freshly baked bread lingered. His voice was soft, almost humble. "Good afternoon, Ma. Please, can I have some bread? I haven't eaten since yesterday." The woman behind the counter, fat cheeks, suspicious eyes, looked him up and down. "Ah, nah, so una day do. Useless people. If you no fit walk, why you no die?" Dimeji blinked. I just want something small. I can sweep or clean. Asterisk, asterisk. "Get away!" She barked, slamming the stall shut. "I know day feed lazy cripple." A group of young boys nearby pointed and laughed. "Siam, Idan come again. Cripple way day form beggar." One threw a stone. It hit Dimeji's wheel. Another aimed and struck his shoulder. "Go back to wherever you come from." One shouted. Dimeji flinched, but tried to pick up the piece of bread that had fallen near his lap. As he did, a heavy voice rang out from a nearby kiosk. "You this fraudster, we done hear your type before. Pretend say you no fit walk just to collect pity." An older man stomped toward him. "You want to cheat us villagers, ABI? Oya, carry your wallet comma from here." He pushed Dimeji's chair hard. It tipped sideways, and Dimeji tumbled into the dirt. His elbows scraped the gravel, his palms bloodied. The crowd began to murmur. Some shook their heads. Others simply walked past, uncaring. Rain began to fall. Dimeji, soaked and shivering, wheeled himself toward a shop canopy. Just as he pulled under the edge, the shopkeeper ran out angrily with a stick. "Wouldn't you day do here? You want scare my customers? You be madman." "Please," Dimeji begged, "just for a few minutes. It's raining." The man raised a stick and kicked the side of the wheelchair. It jerked sideways again, and Daimeji collapsed into a puddle of red mud. As the rain poured down on his broken body, Daimeji raised his eyes to the sky, water and tears mixing on his face. So this is the world without money. His voice cracked, harsh, cruel, empty. No one helped him, and yet he stayed, because he knew the pain was necessary for the truth he sought. Weeks passed. Daimeji's stomach growled with hunger. His clothes were torn and his skin bruised. One morning, a young woman approached him quietly. Asterisk, are you hungry? Asterisk, she asked softly, holding out a small banana. Surprised, Daimeji looked up. Asterisk, thank you, but why are you being kind? She smiled gently. Asterisk, because everyone deserves kindness, even someone like you. Some villagers watched and whispered, don't trust him. He's a scammer. F ignored them. I see a man who is tired, not a cheat. Asterisk, Daimeji's heart fluttered. For the first time, he felt seen, not as a beggar, but as a person. Maybe love still exists, he thought. F was unlike anyone Daimeji had ever met. One afternoon, as they sat near the market, she spoke softly. Asterisk, why do you hide behind that chair? You don't seem broken to me. Asterisk, Daimeji looked away, embarrassed. Asterisk, it's not what you see that matters, but what people expect me to be. Asterisk, she reached out, touching his hand gently. People fear what they don't understand, but I see you. Some villagers called out mockingly. Asterisk, F, why are you wasting your time? That one has bad spirit. Asterisk, F stood tall, voice firm. Asterisk, no, I believe he's just a man who needs a friend. Asterisk, Daimeji smiled faintly, feeling warmth spread in his chest. Asterisk, thank you, F. You were the first to treat me like a human in a long time. Asterisk, she grinned. Asterisk, then I'll keep doing it. Asterisk, the rain fell hard that night. Daimeji struggled as his wheelchair got stuck in the muddy road. Shivering, he called out weakly, F, help. She appeared through the rain, eyes full of concern. Hold on, I'm coming. Without hesitation, she lifted him into her arms, murmuring, you're not alone anymore. At her humble home, she wrapped him in a blanket and gave him warm herbal tea. Drink this, it will help. Daimeji's voice was weak. Why you care so much for a stranger like me? F smiled sadly, because sometimes the heart knows when someone needs love the most. As the storm raged outside, inside her home, something fragile and beautiful began to grow. One evening, F confided in Daimeji, I lost my parents in a fire. Since then, I've been taking care of my little sister alone. Daimeji's eyes soft, been through so much, yet you still give to other. She shrugged. What else can I do? Life has taught me to be strong. He nodded. Inspire me. I've never met someone so brave and kind. F laughed lightly. Asterisk brave? Maybe, but sometimes I'm scared too. When F's sister fell ill, panic filled her voice. Daimeji, she needs surgery, but I have no money. Daimeji's heart clenched. Don't worry, I will help. That night, he disappeared without a word. The next morning, F's phone rang. The hospital confirmed the surgery was paid. Confused, she rushed to the hospital, where Daimeji waited outside, now walking and dressed in a fine suit. F gasped, you can walk? He smiled gently. I needed to know if love was real, not just charity. I'm sorry for lying. Tears streamed down her face. You found love, and it found you. Months later, under the bright sun in the village square, the once rejected man stood proudly beside F. An elder whispered, who would have thought the crippled beggar was our richest son? Daimeji laughed. I was poor in many ways, but rich in one, because I found true love. F smiled. Love isn't about riches or status. It's about seeing the person beneath it all. As they exchanged vows, the crowd cheered. Daimeji looked into F's eyes. Thank you for loving me when I had nothing. Now, I have everything I ever wanted. F squeezed his hand. Asterisk, and I have everything I need. The village that once cursed him now celebrated the power of love and forgiveness. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from and what kindness inspired you today. Thanks for being part of this journey. Until next time, remember, a small act can change the world.